Hey Patriots, how's it going? Looks like we got a good spot here next to a creek. Beautiful creek. A little bit of road noise though. There's a road right nearby here. How y'all doing? Hello, Nina Rice. I better get my watermark in here before Deb catches me. There we go. Hope y'all are doing all right today. This is day 1029 of the political crisis in Washington, D.C. This is November 11th. It is now November. Hey, Deb, how you doing? Sherry Thomas. Hi, Sylvia. Good to see you all here today. Still in the battle. We haven't lost heart yet. Some days are better than others, though. I'm having a hard time with it today. Really am. This is disgusting what's going on in our country right now. And it just goes on and on and on. They're parading Donald Trump's children through the New York court now. And everybody's just honky-dory. Everything's normal. As long as they got their paycheck coming in and the football game is on, they're okay with it. Hi there, Sunkissed. Hi, Bonnie. Sylvia, Sunkissed, Bonnie. Thank you for helping me out with this channel and moderating on this channel, because that's just another thing we got to deal with. And it takes us all together doing whatever we can do, or doing our part, just to not give up hope. Our country is in peril, extreme peril. And it's just mind-numbing to know that most people don't understand that here. And some days it's just really, really hard to deal with it. Hi there, Wild One. Good to see you here. Thank you for showing up. So let's just go over Freedom Corner last night. I was watching it on 4 Ashley J6 Vigil channel, which is Tammy's. Tammy usually runs that channel, and Nicole and Mickey help her out with that. Trooper and David weren't at the corner last night. They're still in D.C. God bless them. And they were moving camps because just finding a camp spot, finding a place to stay in D.C. is such an incredible hassle. And they got a lot of rules. There is a campground there that's a national park called Greenbelt National Park, okay? And you're not allowed to camp there more than 14 days in a row. The campground is all but empty, but they still get their panties up in a bunch when you're there for too long. It's like making money. Doesn't matter to our national government. And even though you're not causing any troubles, they still want to, make you leave when you can't. You gotta leave and find another place. And somehow or another, they found another place. So I can't wait to see where that is. Thanks, Deb. Yeah, hit the like button if you can, folks. I guess that helps things out here with the YouTube algorithm. So yeah, it was fun hanging out on the 4 Ashley YouTube channel there, hanging out with the Patriots, getting in on the chat there, and it was a cool night hanging out with the Patriots there. And that's what's cool about Freedom Corner, man. You can hang out on anyone's chat, and it seems like there's a little bit different crowd in each one. Rebecca's channel, We the People MAGA, has a cool chat going. David's up there, of course. And Stormtrooper and Glory B. It's quite a crew up there in D.C. They're putting up with the D.C. swamp for us all to keep in tune with what's going on there. Got to get some power hooked up here. I forgot to do that. Hey, Deb for Freedom, good to see you, man. 2 great videos from Deb for Freedom again, so try to check her channel out. Yeah, let's do a rundown of all the different channels that are broadcasting from Freedom Corner. This is David's channel, Freedom Express Media. Of course, he's got a website and all that. He's on Rumble and Twitch, or I don't know them all. Yeah, there you go, Bonnie. Another one of the problems we're dealing with. Amir Sarfidi was talking about how our border is swamped with illegals, and it is. There's footage now, another 60,000 people accumulating on the border there. Yeah, Nina Rice, I wish I was there. I did a lot of time there, but man, DC is just so disgusting to me that, I'll be back probably, but I don't know. And it's just incredible. And I'm thinking it's time to just get ready for what's coming, because what's coming is not going to be pretty here. I don't want to get everyone freaked out or nothing, but we got to be ready for stuff. Joe Biden is running this country, or I should say FJB is running this country just spiraling down. And food is expensive. You can't find any food anymore that isn't genetically modified. Have you noticed that lately? And in order to buy non-genetically modified food, you have to I can move these around. I didn't realize that. Okay, there we go. You have to buy organic, which makes it even more expensive. So that's just one aspect of everything. And we're trying to get, we got chickens, we got a couple goats, we're looking at buying local beef. And it just might be time to start preparing for this, man. And I don't want to sound grim, man, but just some days are better than others. Some days are just better than others, man. There is so much. We have such a beautiful country. I just drove through the farmlands of Lancaster County here. And I'll tell you, if something is going to happen in this country, we're sitting pretty here because we have so much food that's grown right here. We don't got to truck food anywhere to eat here. And I would be a little scared if I didn't live right next to a bunch of farms right now. Organic may or may not be real organic. Right. Do you remember when they first started saying, oh, this food is organic, and it didn't make any sense? This is how they changed the meaning of words continuously. And it's another one of these paradigm busting things where you just can't get your brain around it. They want to keep you scrambled. And ultimately, they want you to disengage. They want you to just forget about even trying to make a difference so that they can do whatever they want. And it's fairly obvious that is what's going on. That's right, Cleo. That's one of my mottos right there. Pray for the best, but expect the worst. No, wait a second. That's the wrong one. All right, here. I was going to get to that, Sylvia. Oops. Here, let's put this up here for a while. Pray for the best, but prepare for the worst. And that's been a motto of mine for a long time, man. Bugs are being put in the food. All right, so this Gateway Pundit here. I just got off a Gateway Pundit and saw this article here. They're arresting Trump supporters who just stood outside the Capitol building. Now, it's the latest current Gateway Pundit article. And how outrageous is that? These people went there. They just stood there. They weren't even up on the Capitol grounds at this point. And they're trying to say that there was a certain area they weren't allowed to come over, but there weren't even any fences there. That gallows was set up on that area too. It just gets more and more outrageous. And then to boot, there's the second article after that is Representative Ken Buck from Colorado says he will not run again. He will not seek re-election because too many Republicans are asserting that the ensuing prosecutions are a weaponization of our justice system. Hello, Ken Buck. Hello. Do you not see what's going on at the courthouse in D.C.? He obviously hasn't, because he thinks that it's crying the sky is falling to say that the DOJ has been weaponized against Americans, patriotic Americans, the best of the best Americans that love their country. And this guy's going to not run for re-election now because too many Republicans are asserting that the 2020 election was rigged, and that they're asserting that the DOJ's been weaponized against them. Maybe Ken Buck is one of them guys that General Flynn was talking about yesterday in his article on the Gateway Pundit. Is that the case, Mr. Ken Buck? We need that information now. We need the information of who went to Epstein Island. We need all the information that the FBI is hiding from us right now. And they are hiding a ton of information from us. And if we, the people, run this country, if we do have real elections, if we do, our vote matters, then we need to know the information that the FBI and all other agencies are hiding from us right now. Who went to Epstein Island? Did I just cast a vote for some scumbag that went to Epstein Island? You know, did I just cast a vote for some guy that General Flynn knows went on an overseas trip with the rest of the representatives and slept with children? How in the hell are we supposed to vote intelligently if we don't have that information? There is absolutely no reason that this information should be hidden from us. And then Christopher Wray was just up there lying through his teeth again. Mayorkas just got grilled yesterday. And they're getting up there in front of Congress. They're asking them questions. How many people came across the border? And they don't know. How many people didn't show up for their asylum hearings? And they don't know that answer. So these people are the people that are running those departments, that are supposed to be in charge of that information. And when Congress asks them a question and they don't know the answer, they got to get fired immediately. And I don't know why they're not. It's just insane. This is insane. And it tears my heart out, man. It tears me apart. This is our country. It's a beautiful country. It's just gone bad. It's gone bad. Nina. 6 million illegals in Joe Biden's term. That's it. There's 16 million illegals here because this was all going on during Obama. That's why Trump wanted to build the wall, remember? Millions of Americans, and they were estimating up to 8 to 10 million illegals in this country, and that's why Trump ran in 2016 on build a wall. So we just added 6 million more to them here on Joe Biden's term, and the country can't take it. It cannot take it. It is bankrupting us. That we are getting pilfered. Our treasure is evaporating. The national debt is more than we can make in a year and a half in this whole country, and I don't know what else we can do. Okay. I started standing up against the COVID mandates. That was where I drew the line and decided that I can't just continue my life like nothing is happening. So I got involved with that. And then since then, that didn't result in anything either, because the mandates stuck around for another year after we started screaming about it. I didn't see this article. Kids dress up as creepy Joe Biden on Halloween. When are they going to get it, man? And then the fact that most Americans can't see that Joe Biden's just running this country into the ground here. All right. they're going to expel Santos tonight and censor vote for Tlaib, Washington State, Tlaib. And she needs expelled. Yes, she is an enemy of the country. She was out there inciting riots. I think she pretty much orchestrated the latest Capitol interruptions that have been happening that they don't bust anybody for. It's the exact same thing that happened at J6. They didn't get rubber bulleted or flashbanged or sprayed with pepper spray. They didn't beat up their women. Yeah, Santos visited a vigil, so I'm not up on all the information on George Santos. Santos and Matt Gaetz were the only two reps that ever came to the vigil. There was a few other ones that went to the jail to inspect the conditions that the prisoners were living in there. But the only two that came to the vigil was Matt Gaetz and George Santos. So I don't know what's up with George Santos. There's also that representative from New Jersey, Menendez, I think his name is. He is getting looked at for corruption also. All right, so now we're into the news here. I also heard Marsha Blackburn says that the White House admitted that Hamas is holding nearly 500 American hostages in Gaza. All right, so she's one of our representatives. I don't know where she gets her information, but it's better than where I'm getting mine. And she says there's over 500 hostages in Hamas in Gaza right now. So what do we make of that? What do we do? What's going on there? I also saw there was an Elon Musk interview. I saw some clips where Joe Rogan interviewed Elon Musk. I think it was just yesterday. And Joe Rogan asked Elon, why did he buy Twitter? Why did he bring that whole headache on him, you know? And does he regret it or not? But in a nutshell, I think, Elon Musk said Twitter was having a corrosive effect on civilization. So the guy cares. He saw what's happening. He says the area outside of the Twitter office in San Francisco is like a zombie apocalypse. The city of San Francisco used to be a beautiful place. And right now I've heard many stories of people that don't even feel safe about walking to work to their places downtown. They're shutting down downtown stores there. Let's see, Colorado, D.C. officer under oath details his injuries, but his Facebook tells a different story. All right, so they got these like paid witnesses that come in. They used to be employed at Capitol Police, and they go around. They testified all these cases, man, and it's the same thing. They got tears. They're crying. These hardened men who are cops, you know. They get up there and, you know, they are claiming they got injuries, and you know how that goes. They're looking for an insurance settlement. Our current system of medicine doesn't propagate wanting to heal because it's all wrapped up in lawsuits and stuff. So these guys they just go in there and they cry on the stand, and everyone expects to believe them. Turns out they're all lying now. So the Denver case, I heard they were going to get who was going to testify there today? Man, I can't remember who was testifying there today. Who was that? Oh, it was Nels. Troy Nels is testifying at Trump's case in Colorado right now, and he's going to tell everybody what he saw at the Capitol on January 6th, and it's going to be a story that's diametrically opposed to what that cop just told them all. All right, this is good news. Pfizer suffers massive quarterly loss as COVID vaccines and Paxlovid doses are returned. And what's going to happen to all these people that took these untested vaccines and stuff out? I'll probably get a warning for that on the YouTube channel. Then when you go look at this channel, they're going to say, oh, there's a warning about COVID now. So Elon Musk says there is a mind virus, and it is the end of civilization unless we do something about it. So I think Elon understands the position that we're in. I'm sure Elon will survive much, much longer than I will, but he calls it a mind virus, and I think that's a fairly accurate description. Sounds like Trump derangement syndrome to me. I mean, these people, they hate Trump, and they can't give one example of how he's racist, how he's a liar, how he's a crook, how, they don't have any evidence, but they continue to say that over and over and over again. YouTube, social media is just full of people interviewing people on the street that love Joe Biden, and they have no facts when it comes to saying why they hate Trump so much. It's a mind virus, okay? It's got to be a mind virus to just not care who's running your country, or to see your country getting invaded on the southern border and not think anything's wrong there. It must be a mind virus that says, wow, gasoline used to be $2 a gallon, now it's $4. And it was that high back when Obama was president too. Trump gets in, it drops down. Next Democrat gets in office, it goes right back up. Yeah, Julius, what they're doing is unconstitutional in Colorado. Okay, not to deploy National Guard. We had a judge make a ruling down there in Texas. I believe the Texas, I don't know if it's National Guard, but Texas law enforcement put razor wire up, and the Border Patrol was cutting the razor wire so people could get through. It's got to be a mind virus. How can people not understand? You got one law enforcement going in there putting razor wire up, and another law enforcement that they're also paying for going in there and cutting down the razor wire, and that doesn't make any sense. The National Guard, all that National Guard issue from J6, I'm not sure which this is pertaining to. So that's probably going to be testimony in the Colorado trial that Trump, the president of the United States, prior to January 6th, the sitting president, recommended bringing National Guard troops down there, and they didn't do it. The commander-in-chief of the country said, get 10 or 20,000 National Guard there because there's a bunch of people going to show up. And all the law enforcement had all kinds of prior information about rowdy groups that were going to come down there and try to disrupt things, and they did. And nobody acted on the commander-in-chief's advice to get National Guard in there. Hey, Cindy W., how are you? All right, what was that national update? Here's another article. Colorado insurrection trial update. Syracuse law professor testifies President Trump failed by not deploying National Guard on J6. Ignores U.S. Capitol Police official timeline and mayor's request. I mean, they're printing information like that? We all know that's not true. He wanted the National Guard there. So I don't know if he could override them or what. I don't know what the deal is. Why he's... They should have been there. National Guard should have been there. That area that they're busting people now for J6 just for standing there, that didn't have any cop encounters, they were just there. Those areas had permits to have rallies at many different spots in that area on January 5th and January 6th. And now they're going through with phone records and saying, oh, you were at the Capitol because your phone was there. And you shouldn't have been there. Now we're going to arrest you. So let's see what happens, man. Several people have been arrested for that, and we'll see where that goes now. It's just one thing after another, man. How many times can they punch you in the gut before you go away, before you stop? We will never stop, though. We love our country. There's nowhere else to go. This is our country. We grew up here. We built this country, and we're not going anywhere. So we're stuck. We're going to fight to the death, I'm sure. Denver thinks they control all the state, right? And that's another aspect of how things got taken over control. The George Soros money came in, it's easier. You get more bang for your buck if you don't enforce laws rather than try to change the laws. And that was another topic of the Elon Musk conversation. So I don't know how to get the whole Joe Rogan thing. I think you got to subscribe to something to see it. But so all I ever see is clips from this. But that was another thing that Elon Musk was talking about there. Okay, so right, nobody's been charged with insurrection so far. All right, what do we got here, Sylvia? All right, you guys feed me the news, man. Thanks. Authorities in Maine withholding drugs authorized to murderer Robert Card. So the dude was on what? Some kind of drugs. He's hearing voices. He had a hearing aid. He was hearing voices in. How long is it going to take for this story to get out? Did he kill himself by shooting himself twice in the head? That's a little odd, don't you think? 2 gunshot wounds to the head. They called it suicide. Or that's the information I got. So everything you hear on the news just makes your head spin. I don't know what to do about it, though, all right? One thing for sure is the truth is no longer hidden. Now you got to hide from the truth to not see it, basically. It's right out there in the open, and you got to literally put your head in the sand to not see that there is corruption all over at the highest levels of this government, of this country, of every agency in D.C. And our Congress is apparently tied up. They can't do a thing about it, probably because most of them are compromised in one way or another. They're not all pedophiles. They're not all greedy. They're not all just totally corrupt. But there are ways that you can compromise even good people. You can scare them to death like they did to Brian Kemp when they killed his daughter's boyfriend. And then never mentioned that election again down there, did you, Brian? It's right in your face, everybody, and you literally have to stuff your head in the sand to not see it. All right, and then yesterday, there was some news we went over. Right at the end yesterday, I said, did Israel allow Hamas to attack so that they could justify going in and committing genocide? Okay? We saw what happened on 9/11 here, where we had the planes hit the World Trade Centers. 2 planes hit 2 buildings, and 3 buildings fell into the ground down there. Nobody thinks anything's weird about that. There was no plane wreckage out in Shanksville from 9/11. Nobody thinks that's weird. There was no airplane parts at the Pentagon. Nobody thinks that's weird, but they told us all this stuff in order to draw us into the war in the Middle East, in Afghanistan at the time. So this is more than just corruption. This is wickedness, evil. Oh man, yeah, I saw something about this too, Deborah. Arrested an 18-year-old for copycat mass murder in Maine today. Posting threatening, right, he wanted like, what was he calling it? Maine 2.0 or something like that. So this is gonna be happening all over the place. These guys are gonna be activated. They're in the wings because normal people don't go into schools and machine gun down everybody. I mean, these are wicked people. I think a lot of them are manipulated into this. And then the thing about yesterday we said about General Flynn came right out and said it. Members of the Senate and House slept with children overseas. Why is that secret information? Why is General Flynn not releasing that information right now? About all of them were on a watch list, right? They knew about Card. Okay, in Maine, yeah, he was on the police radar already, right? The family was in conversation. Card's family up in Maine was in conversation with law enforcement. They ignored him. They arrested an Asian student at Cornell University for making violent threats against Jewish students. And we got all these colleges rising up right now. We got people marching in the street. There was, I think, 100,000 people in London. And we got this one. This came up today. Developing multiple students stabbed at a high school. School's in lockdown. Attacker at large. So this is going on right now. It's coming apart at the seams, Patriots. Okay, another thing that's happening right now is Mickey and Tom Jeffries and David Valentine are down in Northern Neck right now at a jail hearing and for the Northern Neck Regional Jail, the place that tortured a bunch of J6ers, and we uncovered tons and tons of prisoner abuses that were happening there. They are currently at Northern Neck Regional Jail attending a meeting right now, and we will hear more on that. Apparently there's a guy named Ted Hall who's running that prison, and he's about to retire. He's there in that position for 26 or 28 years. He's about to retire and just scoot out the back door without ever being held accountable for all the torturous treatment that he put people through in a jail that he was in charge of. So I know right before his broadcast, I said a prayer to God that protect Mickey, protect Tom Jeffries, protect David from the demons that are in that building right now, mistreating people, treating them like slaves, treating them worse than slaves, and getting away with it. That God protect them from that evil. They are walking into that evil right now to confront it face to face. And I pray God's protection on them, that they come out of that unscathed, untainted, and that they get results and they expose the evil that is down there, and that people see it and stand up. Stop hiding from the truth. Stop hiding, man. They arrested an Asian student at Cornell University for making violent threats against Jewish students. So isn't there a sudden escalation in these types of events happening right now? Yeah, there you go. Did you ever hear of one psychiatrist ever healing somebody? They don't. It's not even part of their protocol. That's not their goal. Their goal is to get them to be able to function and put them on a drug program for the rest of their lives. Psychiatry. My psychiatrists are you guys, my friends, and my family. That's my psychiatrists. I'd say this is a good blanket statement right here, ACB. Democrat radicalization is the #1 threat in USA. I think that's a great blanket statement right there, ACB. Thank you for that. All right, and there's also a caravan coming up. There's another dude that's filming this, and I think he's in the caravan. Oscar Blue. Oh, there it is, right there. Yes. So this guy, Oscar Blue, is all over this story right now. And I heard the number 60,000 come out of his mouth earlier today. He says there's areas where they're congregating before they come for the border, and he says there's 60,000 of them down there. So yeah, man, some days are better than other, Patriots. I'm sorry if I'm just whining over here, but I just don't know what to do about it anymore other than wake up and go through another day without losing my mind, you know? Yeah, the Police State movie, Jay, you saw that, didn't you? All right, see the movie Police State. Jay saw it, and we'll understand what's going on better. All right, so let me get back to Freedom Corner last night. Trooper and David weren't there. They're moving camp. Something really cool is that for the prayer, they had Shane Jenkins give the prayer over the phone. And Shane is in the prison there. He has been in there for 32 months. And it's just interesting to hear the mind and hear the prayer of a guy who's jailed unjustly now for 32 months, and that he can actually put sentences together right now. Okay, is that a link to Oscar Blue? Okay, because I haven't subscribed to him or even watched any of his videos. I just saw some stuff that was clips from his videos there. They mentioned that David was going to Northern Neck with Tammy. God protect them. Protect them, Lord, from the evil that they're about to encounter down there. And give them success. Help them expose it and root it out, Father. In the name of Christ. Amen. There was this guy, Vitaly Gostjankowski was this deaf J6er who kind of freaked out in the courthouse 2 days ago. He can't hear, and something really upset him, and he had to get held, tackled and taken down by the marshals in the courthouse there. He has arrived in the pod last night, and then some of the guys were trying to talk to him, and through some of them there was some sign language, and some of them he were writing down some messages. But man, the broadcast last night was horrible. All the YouTube, all the live streamers that were there were getting, it was glitching, it was buffering, it was shutting down. Tammy's stream got shut down right there at the very end, but there were many times where there was part of it blocked out, and I couldn't hear what the guys were talking about when they were talking with Vitaly in there. But he is in there with them right now. And they are saying that according to the Bureau of Prison rules, they have to accommodate people with disabilities. And Vitaly has a disability. He's deaf. And he has absolutely no way of contacting his family at this point, because they are not allowing him to use a teletyper, printer, or whatever they got to do in order for him to be able to contact his family. And then so his family, the last thing they saw was Vitaly getting trashed in the courthouse, hauled out of there by 6 or 8 bailiffs. You couldn't hear it either, Deb? Yeah, I flipped back and forth, and they were just glitching so bad I couldn't hear it. And the last thing his family heard or saw or knows what happened was them dragging him out of the courthouse. They don't know where he is. Was he able to contact his family? So right now, the Bureau of Prisons is out of compliance with the American Disabilities Act in accommodating for disabilities, period. That's worth a phone call. That was a call to action last night. Call Bureau of Prisons and the DC Gulag and remind them that the American Disabilities Act requires them to accommodate for people with disabilities. And God hold his family together. Okay. Okay, there's another protest going on at the D.C. State Department. Unbelievable. Okay, we know where Enrique is now. Enrique Tarrio landed at FCI Manchester last night. Manchester, Kentucky. Okay, there's his address. Yeah, so Vitali's got no way to communicate with his family that we know of right now. And let's pray for him and his family. And we don't know what happened in court. What made him snap like that? And to be honest, I think we're going to see more of that. It's getting down to the wire. I think we're going to see people going through that aren't even in the jail system. People are snapping right now, left and right. After that, Curtis Tate got on the phone, and he was in incredibly high spirits. It was amazing. He was born in Indiana. He's currently lives in Kentucky, but most of his family is in Indiana. And he's awaiting trial. He mentioned 2 books that he wanted to get, and I know some of you Patriots are able to get books for him and have them sent there, but I could not hear the title of the books. One of them is called like 7 Habits for Super Successful People or something like that. But Curtis Tate is a reader, and that's the one thing jail's good for, man. You can read a lot of books when you're in there. One piece of information that just shocked me was that Curtis Tate told us that he attempted to commit suicide last January. So Curtis Tate got questioned like right after January 6th, and then nothing happened to him for like 2.5 years. And last January, he shot himself in the chest with a 9mm gun and survived. And it's really interesting. I would have no idea that he was just recently tried to commit suicide by listening to him talk. But right now, that dude sounds solid. He knows God is watching over him and has got him protected at this point. Okay, Deb for Freedom has those books in the description on her video. And then, Deb, you put a video together on what? Curtis Tate and then the Laurel and Hardy thing. I'll get to that here in a second. Yeah, you can push people so far and then they snap. On Oreo the other night, he said that a murderer who was only 34 was paroled and committed another murder on parole in California, but they have to put these J6ers in jail for a longer time than him. There you go. Now tell me the Department of Justice is not a weaponized system. You know, Ken Buck. Pay attention, Ken Buck. Maybe you shouldn't run for office. Maybe it's a good thing you're getting out. Maybe you probably know you're not going to win next time because you're a rhino, Ken Buck. All right, Deb for Freedom. Thank you. Here's Deb's channel. We can go there and check out Curtis's phone call. And Deb does a good job. She puts the videos through like filters and stuff. It really improves the sound. And the sound was a problem last night, and with the glitching videos and stuff too. All right, we got to protect the children. Nationwide rally Saturday in most state capitals. Soup Mama has up the official flyers. All right, so Soup Mama's got a place where she is posting information on rallies everywhere. No discrimination against it. They aren't like her favorite people or anything. If she hears about a rally, a patriotic rally going up somewhere, she's posting it on this site that she has. Yeah, and all of a sudden, ACB, nothing about the Maui wildfires. Nothing. That just disappeared. Where's all them kids that they said were missing? Did they find everybody? Did they, that's her YouTube page, Soup Mama's YouTube page. Oh, Ken Buck wasn't there for the Speaker of the House voting, wasn't he? Did that guy ever really win an election? I mean, that's what we got to wonder with all the fraud that we're seeing in these elections these days. So yeah, it was really shocking to hear Curtis Tate tried to commit suicide last January. And then now here he is. He got picked up in, I think, August, and he's awaiting trial. All right, now we had a really cool special moment last night. We got two Patriots that live somewhat nearby D.C., and they show up a lot. They have been showing up a lot. They were in the 1776 Restoration Movement with us on the mall when we were camping out at the mall. And they have showed up many times, and it was Halloween, and they dressed up as Laurel and Hardy and did a really cool, lighthearted, just dance Laurel and Hardy dance routine. And it was cool. I mean, just God bless them for making us all smile for a little bit in the middle of this horrendous events that are going on in this country. But God bless you, Greg and Sharon, man. That was really cool. And Dead for Freedom made a really cool short video out of that too. And I won't give away, but go there to Deb's channel and check out that. He was one of the dissenters. Okay. All right, I want to get this link here. Nationwide Protect the Children rallies. Suit Mama's YouTube channel. Hey there, Cindy. What's up, Jay Jones? It's good to see you Patriots here. Okay, and then Jeff Sable got on the phone right at the end of the night. Well, Mickey came on and said about her trip to Northern Neck today. And she's there right now. Say a prayer for her after we're done here, please. Jeff Sable called in for the national anthem. The national anthem was okay, but I lost it in the middle, right before it started, because Ashley J6 Vigil channel went down right then and there. But Jeff Sable made us aware that Troy Nels is to testify in Denver today, and was also filling us in on the information with Vitaly Gostjankowski. He is unable to communicate with his family, and he was the one that was reading off all the American Disabilities Act rules from the prison manual with all the rules in it there. So the prison is in violation of their own rules right now concerning Vitaly. Okay, and then I think Nicole got on there and said something about, hey, Jeff, did you hear that they just found Noah's Ark? And I know this is, they keep finding Noah's Ark, every 15, 20 years they find a new Noah's Ark. But Jeff Sable is a geophysicist, and he went off. He's like, really? They know where it is? Well, you know what I would do? And he started talking about all this ground-penetrating radar, shallow and deep, and all this stuff. And he said, I'd get one of these machines in there. He went off on like a 5-minute thing of what he would do if he knew he was on the site that they believe is the Noah's Ark thing, man. So these guys in jail here, they are smart. They are not criminals. They are not terrorists. They're some of the best of us, and we got to keep fighting for them. Patriots, we just can't leave them hanging, because they shouldn't be in jail. Somebody's got to stand up for them. They can't do it themselves. Nobody apparently is standing up for them, and we are at great risk for standing up for them right now. So currently they busted everyone that's gone into the Capitol. Not everyone, just a select few. There's a lot of people that haven't been busted from January 6th. It's very odd. Like mainly who was handing 2x4s out the window? Who broke the windows when they tackled the kid and let him go? Where is that guy? I saw a kid punch 6 windows out in a video. The cops tackled him, and then they said they didn't do anything to him. And then the cops retreat and leave a broken window out right there on the Capitol. The whole thing was a setup, people. Yeah, Cleo, I knew that too. I heard that, I don't know, back in 2010 or something. The Turkish government actually built a national park there. But it was cool hearing Jeff, go, really, they found that, and everything that he would do. Yeah, Patricia Aquino was there, and she's not locked up. There's a lot of photographers that were there. There was some press that was there that got arrested, and there was a lot of press that was there that didn't get arrested. Start looking at the video footage. There's video footage of like a black cop, like kind of retreating in front of a group of people that are advancing on him slowly. And the people are not attacking the cop or anything, but you got to understand, there's a cameraman behind that cop leading the whole way. Which you forget when you're watching a video that a cameraman is taking that. So now this cameraman is filming the cop retreating in front of other people. And this cop kind of led him into a certain spot, and I'm sure they wanted people to show up at that spot, and that's why he did that. Excuse me. Nancy's daughter was making a documentary there. Lock her up. Nancy, how many times did Nancy Pelosi call Ray Epps prior to J6? I heard there's a bunch of phone calls there we need to hear. We need to see the J6 tapes. How come they're not released yet? Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, man. Where's the tapes? Where's the tapes? Are we going to have to go through the same thing that we went through with McCarthy? They blew 9 months, wasted 9 months, and never released them tapes. We're still waiting. We're still waiting. So the only reason those tapes aren't released is because it incriminates the instigators. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. That's why they won't release those tapes. Oh, man. Well, thanks for feeding me news here, Patriots, because I just, I only see so much. I only have so much access, and I will not watch mainstream news. But I do have some sources that kind of fills me in. I think a lot of the stories are distractions, and there are really issues that need to be focused on. So, thanks for feeding me some news today. I think that worked out pretty good. And holy moly, did we just do 50 minutes? All right. We got to get rolling here, Patriots. Hopefully Stormtroopers there at the corner tonight. So it should be Stormtrooper Rebecca. Yeah, McCarthy never did intend to release him, but he did tell us he was going to do it, right, MGB? I was going to give Johnson some slack, too. He's making the rounds. That guy's being interviewed like on every mainstream media thing, putting a word out. MAGA is assuming control, I hope, is what the message should be here. And that, just Mike Johnson getting the Speaker of the House position, to me, is a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. So hopefully we can turn this battleship around, Patriots, and I just can't give up. I got nothing else, I got nothing better. I'm not going to move any other country. I live here. I was born here. This is my country, and I'm going to die fighting for it. Basically, there's no other alternative to that. So God bless you, Patriots. Say a prayer for the crew down at Northern Neck right now, that they have a victory there, that this Ted Hall is held accountable somehow before he just walks out the door with his retirement pension and all that. We want accountability for what's been going on down at that prison for years. They had a scam going with 3 other counties down there with running this prison, that they would, the other 2 counties wouldn't ask any questions, but then they didn't have to pay to keep their prisoners in there. Or they got very, very discounted rates to keep their prisoners in there. They're criminals. And I hope there's some kind of accountability down there. I think that needs to be done. But it takes a patriot group like the Northern Neck Patriots to do it. So God bless you, Northern Neck Patriots. We will be watching for your vigil this Friday. And hopefully we'll have a victory to report. All right, Patriots, I'll see you in the chats down at Freedom Corner tonight. God bless you all. This is Jericho. Over and out.